Well, thanks so much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Tudor, to follow up, so I want you to take a look at a chart that I have posted here. We have circled the area in green. That is the area served by your cooperative and its affiliates, as you mentioned, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma. So this chart is from NERC's 2022 Long-Term Reliability Assessment. It's entitled Risk Area Summary from 2023 to 2027. So red, high risk, orange represents elevated risk. The area that your cooperative serves appears as an oasis surrounded by red and orange, except you're in a good spot. So why is your area in such a good spot? What are you doing right that your neighbors are not doing right? And I'm going to just through this so the other members, Senator Cassidy, as well as Senator Murkowski. The oasis among the. And
where's Alaska? Now that's a good question.
It's where it belongs, above all the rest.
To answer your question, sir, we have not retired our fossil fuel plants, number one. Number two, we invest in transmission projects to serve our members, to maintain affordable electricity to their homes. Our ability to have also 200 interconnects with SPP and MISO. We also have firm transmission to go across TVA to PJM, so we can access all three markets in those times when there's problems. Most of you know how storms go from the west typically to the east. And so our system sits right in the middle of these markets. And what we're concerned about, frankly, is over the next 4 or 5 years, so much of this coal generation is going to get retired in the Midwest that we believe that both MISO and SPP are going to become more and more less reliable. And we can't just open the breakers and keep them from affecting our system. So what we're worried about is we feel like we've done everything we can to protect our membership from a reliability standpoint, but those 200 interconnects are both a blessing and a curse. They're a blessing, to get extra power when we need it, which is very seldom. They're a curse because we will have loop flows, and a lot of people don't understand what that is, but electricity goes where it wants to, and you can't make it go a certain direction. So our fear is we're going to become less and less reliable, not because of our own actions, but because of the actions of others.
So a few weeks ago, Mr. Tudor, this committee held an oversight hearing. We had the FERC commissioners here. The chairman had made mention to it. During that hearing, Chairman Manchin asked each of the FERC commissioners whether, quote, it is possible to eliminate coal today or in the near future. All 4 commissioners agreed that we need coal to maintain grid reliability. Do you agree with the commissioners?
Yes, sir, I agree, and I believe you would hear from both MISO and SPP, as PJM has stated, that yes, we need to maintain some baseload generation, coal and natural gas, until we can get to a point where there's a new technology that can replace it.
And that's specifically for your own cooperative as well as across the nation?
It's the United States, sir.
Thanks. Mr. Robb, your organization's 2023 Summer Reliability Assessment shows risks spreading to even more regions than the assessment from last year, and your 2022 Long-Term Reliability Assessment showed much of the country at higher elevated risk, worse this year. So as utilities and cooperatives face greater pressure to retire coal and nuclear and even natural gas power plants, the grid faces even greater risk, as indicated by your chart. Based on these trends, is the electric grid at greater risk of failure today than it was, say, 10 years ago, 2013?
Unquestionably.
So I won't ask you to predict what's going to happen, but if current trends continue, what would you project the state of the grid to be 5 years from now in 2028?
Well, since you've both showed our maps, if the trends continue as they are today, we're going to see more of the country in orange and increasing areas in red. So more elevated risk across the country, more red areas of high risk. And when we do our next reliability assessment, we'll be baking in all these coal retirements that we're talking about today, and that's going to make almost the entire map orange.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'm out of time. Thank you. I'll go second round.